I started at Kodak in 1946. I was 18, and I started in the film department at Kodak at Abbotsford. Kodak were advertising in those days for girls in the paper, and so I thought, well, I'd go to Kodak. A friend of mine took me there and started on a 3 months trial in the film department and was given the job of testing film packs. After 6 months, I was then worked into the dark room. I had to check on negatives. I was living in Kew then, and I used to get the tram along Victoria Street. You know, everything was all comfortable, and we had music playing all the time, and I used to be always singing a lot. Then later on, I got a transfer to the powder and solution department. I was at Abbotsford 5 years, and then Kodak bought Barnes's honey factory in Swan Street, Burnley, and we were there for 23 years before we went out to Coburg. I learned a lot about packing, and they had like benches there, and you had scales, you had to weigh all these tins of chemicals. You had to fill and label those tins too. We had to fill like liquid bottles of, liquid chemical, and like formaldehyde and all them things. A lot by hand. There was no automation then, of course. All by hand, nothing mechanical. You know, you'd have batches, because you might be weighing one part, weighing that, and another person beside you putting the caps on the jars, and another person would be labelling them. There'd be at least a dozen people, I expect, at one time. And we used to fill what they called white ink, because that was for writing in your photo albums. And we used to put little pellets in them so you could shake the bottle and it would stir up the white ink. Yeah, well, we wore rubber gloves for packing caustic. We used to have to put that in little jars. Safety glasses, what they call safety glasses. Oh yes, we had to have them on. And we used to fill formaldehyde and sulphide. Well, it'd be an odd occasion where you might get, a bit of a burn on you and that, and because you immediately had to put that under cold water. If it was too bad, you'd have to go down to the medical, and then they would see to that, But you had to work carefully. You couldn't be sloppy, or, you learned what you knew you had to do and how to be careful. And we were really quite family, really. And everybody would help one another and be sorry for someone if they was upset and help them. And there was one girl there who was already there 5 years before me, and I can remember saying to her, "Oh, you've been here 5 years, and I don't know if I'll ever," and I ended up being there 35 years. So it just shows you never know what you're going to be doing.